Hey up lads and lasses, Damphyre here, back again with some more Infinite Lagrange. Today, looking at the Balancer Anderson, because I know a lot of people have been questioning why I talk about this ship, especially in my Discord. A lot of people are going, why do you use Balancer Anderson if the jamming doesn't work? We don't use it for the jamming. And I'll explain why now. So the Balancer Anderson is one of the better, if not best, sort of screen ships, and what I mean by that is it's got, if we look at the airborne cannon system, it's got a 3-second lock-on time, so it gets out really damn fast, and it gets in front of all your other fighters, which means their fighters and corvettes, etc., are going to be targeting this. And yeah, it gets blown up, but it can stick around quite nicely, and I'll explain this now. First off, you go into the propulsion system. It has triple evasion modifiers, which can bring it up to, I think it's like 816, was it 24% ship evasion, which is fantastic. That's 24 ship evasion, which means it's dodging everything that they're shooting at it. You then go into the jamming system, and you can reduce the chance of being hit by direct fire weapons again by another 15%. So now you're at 39% against direct fire weapons. You can ignore the guided weapons a little bit. You can reduce the target selection time again in here, which is what I recommend as well. Don't pick up the dodge damage. This pulls it back to the carrier, which means the enemy aircraft have a chance of retargeting. And that's bad because that means they might go blow up, you know, something you don't want getting blown up. Ignore the jamming duration stuff. So now you've got, you know, loads of direct fire weapon evasion, and you have a target selection time reduction on your weapon system, which is 3 seconds already, so you're pulling it down even further. And then on the armor system, you can get a further 15% direct fire weapon evasion, which just brings this into this really nice position of being one of the dodgiest aircrafts in the game. So using it as a screen, because the jamming, as I mentioned, doesn't really work. It was tested by Null Pointer. The 5% evasion reduction, it's non-multiplicative. Or is it multiplicative, not additive? I can't remember at the moment. And yeah, so it doesn't really do anything. You know, removing 5% of the evasion of a Carillion or anything like that doesn't end up being anywhere near enough to be able to take them out in any reasonable amount of time. So you're basically only using it for this evasion, for the fact that you can put it out in front because of that low lock-on time. Get it out in front. Make sure it's just tanking for the rest of your entire aircraft. And it works exceptionally well. And people have been asking me why I run it, and that's why I run it. So after you've picked up those mods, genuinely, there is nothing really else. You can pick up the double HP here as well. So you're going to go triple evasion into direct fire weapons evasion. You can go into the armor system, pick up the second direct fire weapons evasion, pick up the reduced target selection time on the jamming system, and then armor system, finish it off with a double ship HP. Done. That's your ship complete. You don't have to put any more points into it whatsoever, and you can just leave it as is. If you want it to look pretty, I'd probably recommend at that point picking up the cooldown on the jamming system, picking up the reduce being hit by guided weapons. It's just an extra dodge rate that you probably won't need, but it might help in certain situations. Sandrakes and stuff in the missile system, for example. But most fighters that AA will be shooting with, you know, normal weapons. So the, well, direct fire weapons, so not guided weapons. You don't have to worry too much about that. And that brings you up to your 5 slots. I believe you've got 6 on the jamming system. Maybe picking up one of the increased jamming duration as well there. Going over to the airborne cannon system, double hit rate, double cooldown, because the jamming system does 12 damage per hit. So you only get a 1.2% buff. 1.2 damage buff from a 10% increase. And as you can see, this is even, you know, set up as a secondary weapon system. That jamming system is its main system. And that you know, like I said, I think most of that's not necessary. I just think going into the propulsion system, the airborne jamming system for that evasion buff, the armor system for the evasion, and the HP buff, and that's all it needs. I don't personally put any more. That's why I have no tech points into it, because at around 50, I can pick up all of those modules quite easily, and done. I have a nice little screen for my aircraft, and there's not much the enemy can really do about it. There you go, the Balancer Anderson and the reason to actually run it in your fleet. I think it's pretty damn meta, I think, but not because of its jamming system. So, there you go. Have a good one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.